Hey there. So we ran into some issues making this. The first thing the first issue we have is that 9.5 minutes of footage I had, it's now gone because my phone died while I was recording, and it's not there. So tough break. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna tell you a story. So we drilled this out. Couldn't do it on the drill press. We had to do it freehand in the vise. That one right there. Did freehand in that vise. Drilled it straight down. It was pretty good. I used a 9/16 drill bit, and it wasn't big enough for the circumference of the rivet nut. So I got creative, and I used some electrical tape to affix this to the drill bit to give me a bigger OD in there, or ID, I guess, inside there. And long story short, it worked. I compressed the rivet nut with a nut and a bolt, like one will do. And then I filled up in there with some super glue. I wasn't going to use the epoxy because I want something that I could run down in there and then move this around and have it like basically leak down in the back sides of this, right? Well, I did that, and I turned the skull over too early, and the remainder of the glue that wasn't dry, because it's cold down here, so it will take forever for it to dry. So that was my mistake. If you look over here, that's that rag it's glued to that table because that's where that skull was sitting whenever all the glue leaked out. So I attempted to clean these threads in here with a thread chaser, and it worked. But while I was cleaning them out, the glue set. Then my thread cleaner, was stuck in here. I put too much force on it to get it out, and I pulled this rivet nut out. So I cleaned all that shit out, and I put the rivet nut back in here, expanded as much as I could. It was pretty much the whole way. But this time I filled the hole with the 2-part epoxy I had, right? This stuff. But it came out the side instead of out the end. So I wasn't sure if I was going to have epoxy mixed appropriately for this. It turns out I do. This stuff, it's pretty hard. Hard enough anyway, I think, hopefully. But it expanded in there. I don't know if you can see in there, but right around where the threads start, maybe 2 threads down, the epoxy is coming back out. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to finish this bad boy off. First thing I'm going to do, since I can't remember the name of this drill, but basically you have a drill bit and then a wider face bit. So I was going to try something like that, where the wider face bit was the ID of this and the drill bit was the ID of the threaded area. But I don't have one of those, and I can't remember what they're called. So what I'm thinking about doing is just coming down in here with this, and this would theoretically center my hole down in, right? So if I can get a hole centered down in, then I can use some drill bits and slowly bring it out to where I can get it to the point where I can just clean the threads with a thread cleaner, and the rest of that head will be full of epoxy, which is fine, and then thread it on. Now it's pretty cold down here. I don't know if you can see my breath, but I just turned the big heater off. We're back up to 46 degrees. So I'm going to fuck around with this for a minute and see what's what. I'll be back. All right, that worked a little bit. I don't know how much you can really see in here, but it kind of looks gray now because the tip of that drill bit hit it. And I'm at the edges of this. You can see they're getting shiny. So I'm going to try a drill bit and see if I can just center punch the center of that where I think it is, and go from there. All right, I got center punched. Didn't really work too well because it was epoxy. But I've got a 1/4 inch hole in there. Let's step it up one. All right, that was a 3/8 bit. Can you see in there? Probably not. Hold on. I have a flashlight. See if you can see in there. Oh yeah, look at that. So it's pretty close to the thread edge. I'm going to see if I can jam a pick down in there and try to peel it away from the threads a little bit, and then put a thread chase in there. Alright, I had to turn the heater on back in again. It's fucking cold in here. So I ended up going up 2 more sizes to 13 32nds, which got me pretty close to the threads in here. Using a thread chase, so a thread cleaner, it's not doing what I want, so I'm gonna go see if I have a tap. All right, we got the 1/2 by 13 tap and the holder. Let's see what happens. Well, we were able to get it in pretty far, probably as far as we need it. All right, we got her cleaned out, man. Good threads, didn't mess any of them up. It looks like that epoxy is deep enough. Let's see if it fits. She's tight. She's just a smidge off center, but for guessing and no idea how much it's going to move whenever I torque it or whatever, it'll still be all right since I'm coming from this side anyway. So, hell yeah, brother. Go shift knob there, bud. Worked out for me. And here it is from the other side. So, didn't turn out too bad, I don't think. It was a little bit bigger than what I was looking for, but it's unique, if nothing else. So, why don't you guys try to make a shift knob, see what you come up with. That's just what I did on a whim. Alright, be good.